Happy Thanksgiving week, everyone. It's hard to believe that we're just a few days away from the celebration of Thanksgiving here in our space. Whether you're spending time with family, friends, or even taking some quiet time for yourself, Thanksgiving is a special moment to pause, reflect, and to give thanks. Gratitude is more than just a thank you. It's a mindset. It's a practical way of experiencing the things that have been going on, right? And so we're going to spend some time here in this space talking about gratitude and how gratitude can affect us and the things that we can do to use that as part of our limitless living that we're moving into. Hey, if you're new to me, I'm Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here in the channel, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. And in this year, new you. I'm talking to adults with type 2 diabetes who want to put their diabetes in remission, who want to reverse their diabetes, get off of medication, and live a metabolically healthy life. A metabolically healthy life. Glad that you are here in this space. We're going to be spending some time talking. And you know how we do. I've got my monitors that we're going to take a look at here in just a minute. Got them over to the side. And I've got my glucose report that's right down there. That's my Dexcom Clarity that we'll take a look here in just a little while as we move throughout this episode. Whatever platform you're joining us from, thank you for joining us. You should be seeing us on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitch, on YouTube, of course, and then also on Facebook. So if you're there, glad that you are hanging out with us. Just drop a note to say hello in the say a note in the chat. And let's go ahead and let's hop over and let's take a look and see who we have out there. I do see some of our community members that are saying hello. So let's see. I think I can pull you guys up here. Wait a minute. Let's do it this way. All right. So I see. There we go. Okay, I see Cornelia. Cornelia saying hello. Hey, Cornelia. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hello, everyone, is what she's saying. Gian says, hi, Cornelia. I'm glad that you're here. Pamela is saying, hello, everybody. Glad that you're here, Pamela. Let's see. Cornelia saying hello back. Hi, Pam. And so just everyone's just kind of greeting each other. That's what I like about this community. You guys are just always on top of it. And, of course, Jennifer is saying, howdy, y'all. And Gian saying hello to Jennifer. So one of the interesting things that happens in this time of the year is that there are so many places that we find ourselves in, so many people that we find ourselves around, people that we may not see on a regular basis throughout the year. Families are getting together. Friends are traveling. Everything is kind of shut down as everyone takes a moment and take some time to enjoy the process. And we're going to talk a little bit about how that affects us in our metabolic space here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at let's take a look at blood sugars. And you'll see there on the screen that is my Freestyle Libre blood sugar 138 and 139 right now. You see that was higher earlier, right after lunch. Got up to. We'll take a look at what the Dexcom shows and then coming back down. If I go to my Dexcom, we'll see that it got up here to about 180, 190. Ooh, look at that. Got up to 200. And then actually it's down, coming back down into the 150s as we move throughout today. Over on my right here, I've got my monitors. Here is my Keto Mojo. And here's my contour. So let's go ahead and let's take a look and see what those are showing. So here is my, this is my Keto Mojo, and this one is the glucose strips. Let's go ahead and open that up. get that one in. And then, of course, actually, I didn't get my. Here we go. Here's the one for the contour. This is a contour test strip. Get that in there. And then, of course, this is the Keto Mojo. This is the strip for ketones. So I'm going to put that off to the side. We'll come back to that one in just a minute. Get back into our container. And I'll grab one of the Lancets. And this is just a twist off. You twist the top off. And you should see, you should see a needle right there. Hopefully you see that. Let's go ahead and get a stick. All right. And hopefully that one didn't hurt that much. So, but I'm hoping I got a good, hoping I got a good drop of blood. Let's get that one started. I think that worked. Now the challenge is going to be these next two drops, because I need one for the contour, and then I'll need so 130 is what it says right now. And then I'll need another drop. Let me go ahead and get that milking. So 143 is the contour. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And then here is the ketone strip. So what do you think the ketones are going to be? So I have not, so I've been eating since we ended our fast last week on Friday. So what do you think the ketones are going to be? Of course, I'm going to tease you guys because I'm not going to show you that right away. But we'll come back to that here in just a little while. So let's go ahead and let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Well, we'll let that run off to the side. If you think you know what my ketones are, go ahead and drop that in the comments. So the question I want to ask before I get into the discussion, just kind of prompt here. So gratitude. What is gratitude? What is gratitude? Just if you think you know what gratitude is, drop that in the comments. What is gratitude? And so we're talking as we move through the space, Thanksgiving and gratitude. And if you saw the little promo that we did, it's fueling your limitless living journey, And when we talk about the limitless living journey, you guys have heard me talk over the course of the last several months as we are moving through New Year, New You. And I've said that we are moving into the limitless space, limitless living. And limitless living, I kind of introduced that a little bit last time that we were here. And I said limitless living is this idea that there is nothing outside of me or nothing within me that's going to hinder me from moving into the health space that I want to be in. All the time we've been talking about unlimited potential, the fact that we have the potential at our fingertips, that we have the ability to change, to mask, to redirect all that we have when it comes to our health. So there are things that we did in the past. There are issues that we dealt with in the past, but we are moving into a space and we're understanding that within our grasp, within our fingertips, there is the potential that we have to make a change. And we can do that with limitless living. This unlimited potential that we talk about, educating, empowering, encouraging. And so gratitude is a way of fueling that idea that there is a limitless living journey that we're on, that we can make changes. We are in control of our destiny when it comes to our metabolic health. So that is what limitless living says. And that all is what we have continued to walk through as we move into the space of unlimited thought, unlimited behavior, unlimited practices, this unlimited journey, this new year, new us. Because the new us that we are developing is a more informed us. It is a more in tuned us. It is a more enlightened us. It is a better version of us than we had before. Not just a better version of us when it comes to our blood sugar, and a better version of us when it comes to our high blood pressure, and a better version of us when it comes to our cholesterol, but a better version of us when it comes to our thought process, when it comes to our emotions, a better version of ourselves that is not limited by the baggage that we all bring with us. And one place where that baggage shows up is when it comes to holidays. Right? Holidays seem somehow to bring it out. In fact, if you go and you watch the movies around the holiday season, think about the movies that they show. It's always a movie about some heart-wrenching situation, or some lonely person, or someone who has not been able to somehow get their lives together, who during the holidays, during the time when there is Thanksgiving, and when there is togetherness and connection, that person finds some kind of resolution within that space. Think about all the movies. And so we are set up during the holidays to expect that this is how things are going to happen. One of my favorite movies tells the story of George Bailey. You guys know that movie? George Bailey is a guy who has lots of potential, and he ends up staying in his small little town and becomes kind of like the town helper for everybody. And at one point during the course of the movie, he loses hope completely. And he goes through this tremendous time of growth and pain and longing. And we kind of watch the journey as he goes, and our hearts are broken. Our hearts are pulling towards George because we want George to succeed. And here's the thing. A lot of us see ourselves in George. That's why movies are so amazing to us, because there is something in us that is drawn to that character. And I see myself in George. I see myself in George Bailey, the guy who wants to help everybody, but who on occasion will find that there is something missing, something that I didn't think I had, something that didn't seem to be going the way I thought it should go. But by the end of the movie, it gets resolved. And so this entire time is set up for that. The question becomes, as you are moving through the space, as you're moving through the Thanksgiving season, as you're moving through the Christmas holidays, as you're moving through whatever holidays you're celebrating around this time, as you're connecting with family, does it go that way? And if it doesn't go that way, how do you navigate that? How do you survive? How do you use Thanksgiving, because we're in that season now, and gratitude to fuel this idea of limitless living? And that's what we're going to spend some time talking about this evening, or in this episode. So let's see. So gratitude. Gian says gratitude is thanking or being thankful for something. Being thankful for something is what Gian said. Steve says gratitude is being thankful for any act of kindness someone has helped you in a possible way. Okay. Steve says, yes, it's a wonderful life. It is a wonderful life. That is the movie. Okay. Another one is Miracle on 34th Street. You guys remember that one? Anyway, so we can go on, and maybe we'll come on one time. We'll just have some time where we kind of talk through some movies. But we're talking about Thanksgiving and gratitude. Thanksgiving and gratitude. How do those things go together? And how do we use that to fuel? How do we use that to fuel our limitless journey? So remember what limitless living says. Limitless living says that there's nothing outside of me or nothing that's within me, nothing in my past, nothing in my future, nothing in my current situation, nothing that anybody could do, nothing that anyone could say, no situation that will come up that's going to derail me and prevent me from doing the things I need to do to be successful in my space. All right? So that's limitless living. So let's talk about gratitude and Thanksgiving. Let's talk about the science of gratitude and Thanksgiving. So we think sometimes that the things that, well, let me back up and say it a little differently. For a long time, we did not believe that there was any physical manifestation of thoughts that we had. For a long time, the brain was the brain, and there were these chemicals going on up there, and there was no physical manifestation of the thoughts that were there. And you guys heard me talk about the gentleman who had kind of this left-sided disregard, right? So he couldn't see his left side of his body until him and his wife were made up. So physical manifestation of a mental thing. And so, but we are learning that they're not separate. They're not mutually exclusive. They intertwine with each other. In fact, one of my very first guests that I had on several years ago was Dr. Man Dang, and he is an oncologist here in town. And Dr. Dang made the point that the people who tend to do better, the people who have more miraculous results in terms of their cancer treatment. So we're not talking about a hangnail or you stump your toe. I'm talking about people who have cancer that are being treated. The people who have sometimes the most resilient response or the more aggressive response in terms of putting their cancer in remission and getting better results are those people who are in community. And he said the reason for that is that when people are in community, there is something about the community that encourages, that strengthens, that does something to the body, so the person responds to the treatment in a better way. So we are learning from science that it's not just, okay, that stuff over there that we think does not impact this stuff over here. But when we're grateful, science has shown that gratitude has an impact on our physical health. It can lower stress and cortisol levels. Now, guys know where that fits into metabolic disease, right? Stress and cortisol levels. Right? Those are big hormones and situations when it comes to our bodies, because think about diabetes. Remember, epinephrine and cortisol are two of the stress hormones. Epinephrine prepares the body, and then cortisol goes out and finds sugar. So when we are stressed, cortisol levels will go up, and cortisol will cause blood sugar to go up. Blood sugar goes up, the body then responds to it by producing insulin, or you've got to take insulin from outside. And right there, we've gotten into that spiral, because we know the impact of insulin. So when we're gratefulness lowers stress, and it lowers our cortisol level. So that has direct implications for metabolic disease. When we're grateful, it improves our heart health and improves our immune function. Have you ever heard the story or people say, oh, you're going to worry yourself to death, or you're going to worry and you're going to get sick? That is a real thing. because our immune system responds to worry. It responds to the things that are going on. And so it lowers our ability to be resilient in terms of our health and our immune system. Those bacteria fighting cells, those virus fighting cells, those cells that are there to protect us from invaders, they get better. They get better at their job when our stress goes down, when our cortisol goes down, and that happens as we are grateful. One of the things that happens, and so I love cortisol. Cortisol is a big hormone that I use. It's actually a very important hormone in the body. One of the ways that we use cortisol, think about it, when you have back pain, when you have joint pain, when you have pain in other parts of the body, your doctor may give you a cortisol shot. Why does it give you the cortisol shot? Because the cortisol that you're getting, that shot, it inhibits inflammation. It inhibits the transmission of the pain signal. The cortisol does that. When you have bronchitis or inflammation in your lung, when you have asthma, when you have COPD, when you have emphysema, all of those disease processes, when you go to the doctor, they'll give you a shot or they'll put you on a steroid pack. Why do they put you on a steroid pack? Because they don't want your immune cells to continue to fight. It's an anti-inflammatory. So that when you are stressed, your cortisol levels go up and it behaves in the same way as if I give you a shot from outside. And so it inhibits the immune system, which we don't. Now, if you have pneumonia or you have some disease process going on, we want it to happen. We want it to do that. But if you are not having one of those disease processes, you don't want to shut down your immune system. As a matter of fact, you want it to be revved up to keep you healthy. So when we're grateful, it has impact on our physical health. Gratefulness encourages better sleep and overall well-being. Right? So we're talking about the science. Gratefulness affects our metabolic health. And we've just alluded to that here just a little while ago, right? It reduces stress-related blood sugar spikes, right? Makes sense. We just said that. It supports emotional regulation, which can reduce overall unhealthy habits. Oh, come on. Let's stop there. Habits, emotions, access, and taste. Habits, emotions, access, and taste. Now, we've talked about habits in the sense that we are all used to routines. So there are these routines that we go through, and when we're in that routine, when we see those social cues around us, then that routine makes us fall into a space where we just kind of do en route, right? We eat when we're not hungry. We eat just because everybody else is eating. But there are these habits that we have formed. There are these habits that we have formed, these unhealthy habits that we've formed because of stress. And one of the drivers of those habits is cortisol. Remember, cortisol dysregulates the hunger and satiety hormones, right? So when you're stressed, the hunger signal goes up and the satiety signal goes down because there's extra cortisol in the body. And when that happens, we eat. And so we develop these unhealthy cycles. So when we've just said that when you are grateful, gratefulness helps to decrease stress, helps to decrease the cortisol levels. So if we're grateful, in turn, it now helps to support us as we are dealing with our hunger and our cravings. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, science has shown that there is a mind-body connection, which is the point I was just making, that there is a connection between the mind and the body. So the things that happen in the mind don't just stay there, but they can be manifested in the rest of our body. And so gratitude isn't just something that we feel, it's something that we can respond to. We can choose a good way of responding. When we focus on the good, when we activate the parasympathetic system, remember that's the slow part, when we did two, sympathetic, which speeds everything up, and the parasympathetic, which slows things down. When we activate the parasympathetic system, which is what happens when we are grateful, that helps us to relax, helps us to digest, helps us to heal. So all those positive benefits of gratefulness. Okay? So it impacts our physical health, our metabolic health, and of course there is a mind-body connection. So how about gratitude in the holidays? How about the gratitude in the holidays? So navigating Thanksgiving with gratitude. How do we do that? How do we navigate that? Well, there are several things that happens. And let me say quickly. Just like It's a Wonderful Life, thank you, Steve, for posting that there. Just like we have that movie, just like we have all the other movies, all of the movies around this time that have basically the same premise, that there is some problem that gets solved quickly within the movie. Many of us go into the holidays, not consciously sometimes, but sometimes consciously, expecting that the holidays are going to fix things. I'm going home, and I'm just going to resolve everything when I get there. We've been estranged all month, all year, but when I get home, we're going to fix it. Everybody's coming, so over these next 2 days, we're just going to all have a kumbaya. We're going to be loving on each other, and everything is going to get resolved. And so we put a lot of pressure within the space of those days. And because Thanksgiving is often centered around meals, around food, when habits, emotions, access, right? So there are these habits that we have, which we're going into, we're feeding into the habits, and the habits are that we eat, right? Nothing wrong with that. And there are these emotions. We're going to fix everything in these next 2 days. Mm-hmm. And when things don't get fixed in the next 2 days, there is the access because the stuff is there. And we remember what it was like, what the food did for us. And so we eat more food. All right. So it can be overwhelming. But what if we approached it differently this year? Instead of what's off limits, instead of, I'm going to just fix all of my life, why don't we focus on enjoying the people that we're with and on the nutrition that we're getting from the food? Enjoy the taste. I'm not saying don't enjoy the taste. Don't just think of it as, I'm just eating protein. No, that's not what I'm saying, because I'm not going to do that. But allow yourself to say, I'm going, and those people I want to resolve things with, I just am happy to be in the space with them. I'm grateful that I can go and be with them. I can't tell you the number of people that I've talked to recently in our little community that have had losses of family members, of children, of spouses, of cousins, aunties, grandparents, mothers, dads. And so being able to say, man, I get a chance to just hang out with these people. I was looking at a picture. We have one of these Google, what are they called? Google photo things. Google Home, sorry. That's up on the counter. And just this morning, a picture came up. And it was a family Thanksgiving that we had back in I think it was now 2018. And, we had gone up, me and my family had gone up, and people had come. And so it was a lot of people that were there. And it was the first time in a long time that we had all gotten together. And I actually have a picture of me and there are 6 kids in my family, 3 boys, 3 girls. And I have a picture of all 6 of us together. And we had not taken a picture like that for a long time. Anyway, so I took a picture. And the one that came up today, though, was of my dad sitting in the corner, and he's just watching. And there's a smile on his face. And my nephew, my sister's son, one of the sons, is standing next to him and just chatting. And my dad is just smiling. And I thought to myself, wow. Because the next Thanksgiving, so that was Thanksgiving. So the next Thanksgiving, my dad wasn't here anymore. In fact, that same year on Valentine's Day. So we saw him in December, and on Valentine's Day, we saw him on Thanksgiving in November, and then Valentine's Day he passed. And so someone actually said to me recently that you've been talking a lot about your dad in the last couple of months. And I don't think it was a conscious thing, but just being able to be with the people that are still here. Right? My brothers, my sisters, and all families have stuff, right? We all have baggage. We all have that crazy brother, that crazy sister, that uncle that nobody wants to acknowledge. We all have family members that are, but focusing on the time that we have to enjoy with them. And then focusing on, there's going to be great food. I'm not focusing on what I can't have, but I'm focusing on, hey, we're going to eat. Everybody's coming. Aunt Sue brings her this, and cousin so makes us this, and I'm making this, and I'm bringing that. I'm going to enjoy the food, but I'm also going to enjoy the connection. So gratitude, grateful that I'm able to be in the space with those people. Okay. So number 1, navigating Thanksgiving with gratitude. And the next thing, family and community. Holidays can bring joy, but also can bring stress. Like we just said, gratitude helps us shift the perspective and focusing on the process, focusing on the connections rather than focusing on perfection. You're not going to get the movie ending. I'm just going to say it. Right? So we're not going to get the movie ending. Something's not going to go the way we thought it should go. Somebody's going to get upset about something. But focusing on the connections that we have and the ability to be there. So this Thanksgiving, right? What I want you to do is I want you to find 3 things that you're grateful for. And I want you to write it down, and we're going to talk more about that here at the end, right? So hang around. We're going to tell you what to do with that. Find 3 things that you're grateful for this Thanksgiving and write it down. Okay? And then what are some practical ways, because all the things, and you've heard me say over and over and over and over and over and over and over, that all the things that we learn, educate, empower, encourage, educate, empower, encourage. We can educate all we want, but until the empowerment comes, it's all just theory. And the empowerment comes when you give life to what you've learned. And you give life to what you've learned by adopting, grabbing onto those tools and practicing. You can't do it once and expect for it to be successful down the road. So what are some practical guides to help you and on your health journey? So number 1, you want to begin developing a daily gratitude practice. Daily gratitude practice. That's right. So every morning or every evening, Write down the things that you are grateful for. Pick three. Pick three things. There's something that you're grateful for. Be specific. Like, I'm grateful that my blood sugar was better today, or that I'm grateful that I enjoyed the walk with my son, with my daughter, with my spouse. I'm grateful that I went to work and I'm back home. I'm grateful that my car started. We have some stuff that we've got to do around the house, and I'm grateful that we got a guy who came in and put in a new disposal and put in a new toilet. I mean, just simple things, right? So no big. I'm grateful. Create a gratitude reflection at your table. So this year, when you're sitting at the table, right? When you get ready to start Thanksgiving, begin a new tradition. Say, hey, before we eat, let's go around the room and let's have everyone say one thing that they're grateful for. You start the tradition. And next year, do the same thing. Or every time you guys get together, hey, whenever we're together, whenever we have an opportunity to be in each other's presence, we're going to say one thing that we're grateful for. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that I was able to come over. I'm grateful that we got this smoked turkey. Hey, by the way, I got my smoker. Got it all. I've used this twice already. When did I get it? Were you guys remember? Was it last week? Got used it twice, and we're going to be doing some more stuff here coming up in a little while. Okay? So start a gratitude tradition at your table. Share one thing that you're grateful for this year. So daily practice, start a tradition, and then do a gratitude journal for your health. The gratitude, the tie gratitude to your health journey. Tie gratitude to your health journey. For example, I'm grateful for my progress in controlling my blood sugars. I am grateful that I have a community that is supportive of me as I am learning, as I'm walking this journey together. I'm grateful that I have a physician who's willing to work with me as I do some things that in his mind can be non-traditional. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the strength to keep going. I'm grateful that I have not bought any more eggnog. Right? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. So we can be grateful. So daily gratitude practice, create a new gratitude practice at your table, right? A new tradition. And then a gratitude journal for your health. So how does gratitude fit in to this idea of limitless living? Limitless living. And you guys are going to, let me see, I'm going to show you guys here for the first time. For the first time. You guys ready? Here it is. For the first time, you are seeing our Limitless logo as we move into the new year. Limitless living. See what happens when you come on the live? Right, you get to see stuff. You get to see things that you don't normally get to see. So limitless living. So how does gratitude fit as part of limitless living? So gratitude helps us to break through barriers. Gratitude helps us to break through barriers. One of the principles of limitless living is that there are no internal or external barriers that are going to prevent me from moving forward. And I want you to understand what that's meaning, what that's saying. That's saying that if there are things that are currently standing in my way, I have to address them. If every time you talk to your sister or your brother or your mom or your cousin or your auntie and them, if every time you talk to them, you hang up and you go eat, then you've got to address that. Oh, I don't want to say anything because it's going to hurt their feelings. That's not limitless living. Oh, I don't want to deal with that right now because it's too painful. That is not limitless living. Oh, it'll get better. That is not limitless living. All right. So limitless living says that we are grateful. And when we're grateful, we are going to be excited. We are thankful for the progress that we are making as we move forward. But we have to move forward. I'm grateful for this opportunity that you have provided me so that we could address this issue. Notice what just happened. You just said something, and we've been dancing around this issue for years. But thank you for the opportunity now that we can talk about it. I'm grateful for this because limitless living says I've got to address it. Limitless living, it's a key tool. Gratitude is a key tool in limitless living in your life. Because if I'm grateful, I don't see that as an obstacle. If I'm grateful, I'm going to address it. If I'm grateful, I'm not going to stick my head in the sand. If I'm grateful, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this or to remove this obstacle. So number one, gratitude helps us to break through barriers. Number two, gratitude helps us to turn challenges into opportunities. So it is not the way I thought it was going to be. It is not the way I want it to be. It is not the way I planned it. But I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to correct that, to shift, to pivot, to move, to go in a different direction. I'm grateful. When we have health setbacks or tough conversations, we can grow from that when we're grateful. But if we're not, if we don't look for the opportunity, then we are stuck. We're stagnant. We don't have a growth mindset. We have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset says that all you are is what you have currently. Fixed mindset says, I can't learn anything new. I can't be any way other than the way I am. I can't change my thought process. I can't change my behavior. I can't get more educated. I can't learn any new skills. What I have right now, fixed mindset said, that's all I have. But a growth mindset says, I have unlimited potential. It is infinite what I could learn, what I can do, where I can go. And so growth mindset says, I'm turning all of these opportunities are turning all of these challenges that are around me into opportunities. Limitless living. And then community. I am grateful for all of you in this community. Your stories, your courage, your commitment to health inspires me to keep going. Together, we're building something powerful. We're building something strong. We're building something that we can use to move us into success and to keep us going. Because remember, New Year, New You is not a one and done. New Year, New You says, hey, it was a new year. I am building a new version of myself. But that doesn't end at the end of the year. New Year, New You says, I am now opened to limitless living, unlimited potential. I can do this. I can continue to be better in my health. So here's the challenge. Here's the challenge for this week. And this is one specific for this space, specific for this Thanksgiving season. So this week, I want you to write down those 3 things that we said that you were going to be, that you're thankful for. You're going to find 3 things you're thankful for, and then you're going to share it with someone. You're going to find 3 things that you're thankful for, and you are going to share it with someone. When it's shared, then that thing that you're grateful for takes on life because it expands within your thoughts. It expands within your life. Now you share that with someone else, and it gives them encouragement. Because, man, if she's grateful despite of what she's going through, or grateful because of that, what am I grateful for? It takes on a life of its own. And when someone shares their gratefulness with you, I want you to then turn around and share with someone else. So gratitude isn't just about a feeling. It's a practice. It's a transformation. It changes how we live, how we heal, and how we grow. This Thanksgiving, let's not just give thanks for the things around us, but also let's be grateful for the strength that we have to keep moving forward. Here's to limitless living. Here's to a limitless life. Here is to unlimited potential within our health. Here's to hope. Here is to thankfulness. Here is to gratitude. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is an amazing time, amazing space to be in. And I am grateful that I have been able to be on this journey with you as we move into limitless living. Living without boundaries, or not boundaries, without barriers. Not that there aren't obstacles, but we are removing obstacles. That's what limitless living says. That there's nothing outside of me or nothing that's within me that's going to prevent me from achieving my health goal. Awesome. All right. There we are. So let's see what we got. We've got some folks who are out there. Let me go ahead and hop back up, and so we can grab some of these comments. Let's see. Let's do this one. Let's see. Okay, so Steve was guessing 0.1. He said my ketones are going to be. Jennifer says 0.2. Gion said gratitude is being thankful for something. And I think we went through that. It's a wonderful life. Teresa says, hey, doctor and everyone. Hey, Teresa, how are you? I have difficulty controlling stress. Yeah, that is one that we continue to work on, Gion. Sometimes I feel deep depression, so I eat sweet things. It's amazing that that we never crave broccoli. It's always something sweet, right? Gion, stress leads to strokes. You have to learn to let go. Take it from me. You can learn to let go. Not worth it. And it is a learned skill, right? So remember, all of the things that we're talking about, these are things that we got to practice. We got to practice. Pamela says, be grateful. Doctor, do you have 6 kids? No, I don't have 6 kids, but there are 6. There's 6 of us, right? 3 boys, 3 girls. My brothers and sisters. 3 boys, 3 girls. Says, I'm sorry about your loss, doctor. Thank you, Gion. Being together is so lucky and grateful. It is. And I'm going to get to see them here in just a little while, within the next month or so. Pamela, you said, you are welcome. I'm grateful because I could have been worse. Gion said, Pamela, what you're saying to me is helping a lot. Really, thank you. Awesome. Yes, Pamela, so true. I have learned to give thanks in all things because of that very reason. Gion says, I will practice gratefulness every day. So that's the process, right? So let me see. Where is that? Let me get back to that one. And so remember the process that we're going through is we are going to do a grateful, we're going to be grateful every day. We're going to have a grateful practice that we're going to get to. You are going to, during holidays, during Thanksgiving, you reflect. And if you're there and you're not, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, like there are people who are watching us from other countries, like Jiyon. So it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving. It could be any opportunity that presents itself for you to start a new tradition. So number one, daily gratitude practice, either beginning or ending of the day. Start a tradition wherever you are, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it's when your family eats a meal. Some families get together once a week. Some families sit down. During the week, everybody's rushing and running to different places. But during the week, one time of the week, they sit down together. Whatever it is, or begin a practice where you're grateful. We do a family worship on Fridays, and when we do that, then we say, "What are you grateful for? What am I grateful for this week?" And then start a gratitude journal for your health. Now, the health gratitude journal, you can expand that. It does not have to just be health, but we're talking about health here. But in that space, begin writing, what are you grateful for? And there's so many things that you have told me here in this space that you're grateful for. Jiyon, I am grateful that you are part of this community. I'm glad that you found us. I'm glad that we connected with each other. I'm grateful that I saw your face in our community meetup. Right? And so those are all things that that I am grateful for. All right, let's see. Let's get back to our comments. Julian said, I would practice gratefulness. Teresa, Pamela says, Teresa, I am fretful being together in this community. Grateful. I'm grateful being in this community. Pamela says, yes, Teresa, that is a hard lesson to learn. Grateful for every day. Gion, I'm grateful to drink coffee. Amazing all. I'm grateful to just be alive. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Cornelia said, I love that saying. Cornelia, which one? Is that the, I'm grateful to just be alive? Yes. Gion said, what is limitless living, doctor? Growth mindset is the key. So limitless living is that idea that there's nothing outside of me or nothing within me that will prevent me from achieving my, in this case, we're talking health goal, but that can be extrapolated to wherever. There's nothing, there's the whole idea behind limitless living. And this is a great place to kind of talk about it again. The whole idea behind grateful, limitless living is that there is nothing that I will allow to prevent me from moving into the health space that I want to be in. Often, the things that drive how we eat, the things that drive our buffering behavior, the things that drive our eventual health are those things, those obstacles, those memories, those things that we're holding on to, those ways of doing things and interacting that don't give us the benefit that we need. Those are things that's within us. The things outside of us are those ways that we interact with the people in our space, with the environment around us. There are things that we ignore that we shouldn't. My guys, hint, 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 hint. You need to go to the doctors. Right? There are things that we ignore. There are behaviors that we have that don't set us up for success. There are procedures or habits that we form that we've got to break. So often we have these obstacles, these limits that are put on us because of something within us or something that's around us. So limitless living says there's nothing that's in me or nothing that's around me that's going to hinder me from making the correct decisions, the decision I need to make to move into a health space for my benefit. So that is what limitless living. That is what limitless living is. Growth mindset is a key to leave life. I'm grateful just to be alive together in this community and have one daughter who is 12 years old and so cute. Awesome, awesome. I love that. Love that. Cornelia says, I'm grateful for you all as well and all your efforts to live a limitless life. Thank you. Thank you, Cornelia. Gion said, I just practiced and stick to one meal a day and fasting. Not yet. I can't bear without food all day. And it is a constant journey. It's a constant journey. But Korea, then Thanksgiving is past. It was around September. I ended up eating a lot then. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at my ketones before we get out of here. Ketones. As I pull that up, so I will. So our schedule is going to be a little different this week. So I'm probably going to do a fasting check-in tomorrow, and then we'll do one on Wednesday. On Thursday, we won't do a fasting check-in, but we'll be back on Friday to do our regular check-ins. Okay, so remember that. So Tuesday, Wednesday, yes. So we're shifting a day. We're shifting one day forward. And then on Thursday, we're going to enjoy time with our family. We're going to be grateful for being with the family. And then we'll be back on Friday for our fasting review. Okay? All right. So now let's go ahead and let's see what my ketones are. Let's go ahead and pull that up. And let's go ahead and sync that. Scanning. And let's see what we got. So I think we have a 0.1 and a 0.2. So Steve says 0.1. I think Jennifer says 0.2. And drum roll, please. And look at Jennifer. You are right on the money. So blood sugar was 130. And then my ketones are 0.2. And then if we go down here, let's take a look at, let's see where, why is it not showing me everything? Readings. I need to see. For some reason I can't, it's not showing my graphs. All right, but ketones are, ketones that are less than 0.5 are considered normal. 0.5 to 1.5 are considered nutritional ketosis. And then ketones that are above 1.5 are considered therapeutic ketosis, right? So right now I'm in the normal range. When we talk about metabolic disease and metabolic improvement, being in a ketogenic diet, fasting, and so forth, we want it to be at least 0.5. And so as I begin fasting, then you'll see that my ketones should go up. And right now, let's see, I think I last ate probably about 6 o'clock. I got to go back and check that. It's about 6 o'clock today, so I'm just 2 hours in. Just 2 hours in today. Okay. And we'll talk more about those numbers and what they mean and so forth as we move throughout our week. So I'm excited. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll talk Wednesday. Wednesday evening we'll do this as I'm getting ready and as all of you are getting ready for your family time as well. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the space that you're going to be in. If you like Juyeon, if you've already done your Thanksgiving officially, but be in a space, a mindset of thankfulness and mindset of gratefulness, and begin thinking about the limitless possibilities that's there, because that is also something to be grateful for. So Cornelia is saying, I love the limitless living saying, I'm tired of being driven by my emotions. Yes. Thank you, Cornelia. Jiyeon says, same here, Cornelia. I'm so tired of being driven by my emotions and hormones. Teresa said, yes, Jennifer, you guessed right. Steve said, I'm 22.4, ended 32-hour fast during the show. Yay, Steve. Gion said, right before my period, I feel massive depression and appetite, so I'm waiting for menopause. Teresa said, thanks, doctor. What time tomorrow? Gion, that I'm not sure. You know, the fastings are not necessarily scheduled. It depends on my schedule. I'm trying to become more, somewhere between 7 and 9 is what I'm doing. And then on Fridays, we're earlier because that has to change. So I will try tomorrow to be around the same time, 7, maybe 8 o'clock. I think we've been going 8:30, and sometimes you'll see I come on the half hour just because I don't want to keep it any later. But I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again in the space. Remember the schedule for this week: tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll do a check-in. Thursday we'll be back with our fasting review. Saturday night at 9 o'clock will be video from the vault, and then Sunday morning, this week in review at 6 a.m. Central. And then we'll be back on Monday next week in the new month. We'll be back next week, Dwain Woode, MD, and we'll talk about what that will look like as we move through the rest of the season. Thank you for being here. Remember, you have unlimited potential, and we are working. We are moving. We are heading into the space of limitless living. Limitless living is where we're heading. We are moving in that direction, and I'm just so excited I get to be on this journey with you as we move in that direction. As always, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That is Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here on the channel, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health in your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. And in this year, new year, new you. Good night. We'll see you at our next episode. Bye-bye.